but cancer had taken away all his taste. Luckily he could still use a lifetime of experience to teach his grandson, but his joy didn't last before he realized just as he was about to give his grandson a hard slap for his mistake, he suddenly lost all his strength and collapsed to the ground. Just trying to stand up left him drenched in cold sweat. As if realizing something, he prepared to teach his grandson one final lesson. He asked about braised deer tendon and found that his grandson only knew how to follow the textbook. So he frowned deeply and told the boy that kind of cooking only makes good food, not Akiyama's food. He said he could make braised deer tendon in just an hour. Then he poured in some dirty, reused cooking oil. His grandson quickly tried to stop him, saying they usually throw that oil away as trash. But the old man just scoffed and said cooking is magic, especially the Akiyama style, which is totally unique. The deer tendon needed to soak in oil that had sat for 10 days. Then he just dropped it straight into the frying pan if it might fall apart. But the old man ignored him and poured a spoonful of water into the pan. He then told his grandson again that cooking is magic. If you have the power to cast stronger spells than anyone else, then you can become a true chef. This shook the boy deeply. Then he added that common sense was meant to be broken. When you wield enough power you can claim the title of the best. Soon the deer tendon dish was ready and he told his grandson to taste it. But when the boy took a bite full of hope, his expression slowly turned sour. The old man asked if it was so good. He was speechless, but the grandson held back his fear and told the truth, it was bad. Hearing that, the grandfather clenched his fist hard and swung right at his grandson's face. He was a world-famous master of Chinese cuisine. How dare anyone say his food was bad? But even so, the grandson kept apologizing while pointing out the salt was off. After delivering a few hard hits to his grandson, the old man was out of breath and told the boy to go to bed, but he himself went back to the dish he had made. The next day he pushed through the pain and told his grandson to get medicine from town. He gave him a bag and said it had money and his insurance card to hold on to it tight. The grandson had no idea anything was wrong. He said goodbye and left. Meanwhile, the old man looked at the gas can he had prepared and kicked off the lid, splashing gasoline everywhere. He calmly made a phone call to an old friend at the Gofan restaurant. After greeting him, the friend excitedly asked why he hadn't called in so long, but he wouldn't answer directly. Instead, he said he was sending an assassin who could take him down. That assassin's name was Akiyama and told him to get ready. The friend had no idea what he meant, but he gave his friend no chance to ask questions. Meanwhile, Akiyama had no clue what his grandfather had planned. When he got to the hospital, a nurse told him the old man had come just days earlier. Akiyama suddenly sensed something on. He pulled out a huge stack of cash from the envelope, and inside there was a letter for him. It read, "Go to the Gofan restaurant, and that a chef who couldn't taste might as well be dead." The moment Akiyama read those words, he broke out in a cold sweat. Without a second thought, he dropped everything and ran back home, only to find flames swallowing his grandfather and the house. Known as the king of Chinese cuisine, Akiyama lost his sense of taste to a terminal illness, yet still held onto his belief that cooking is magic. He rejected rigid recipes and broke all conventional cooking rules. He trained his grandson with harsh, stubborn methods. It seemed cruel, but every lesson had deep meaning. Knowing his time was short, he refused to let his grandson settle for mediocrity. In a tragic final act of self-sacrifice, he sent his grandson to train with an old rival. He lived his life as a symbol of a chef's pride and dignity, and with that final sacrifice, he paved the way for his grandson's growth.